welcome back to Beyond the Cow. Today we are starting our new project for October. We have a baseball playset. Now I know baseball is more popular in certain countries, but there will be many parts of this project that you can change up and use to suit you. Or to suit a child that you will be making it for. Leah has designed this set for us, and there are 6 parts altogether. So for the next 6 videos we will be making this playset, although we will be interrupting it for something slightly different along the way. So Leah has designed this baseball playset, and she designed it for a niece of hers who has just taken a love of baseball. I think she's just a tiny wee thing, and she decided to make her a toy for Christmas based on baseball, and she kind of went with the idea, and the thing just kind of grew and evolved until she had a complete portable play set with various things for her to enjoy. And she started with these little dolls, okay, or you could think they look a bit like gingerbread men. So she started with these little dolls and went on from there, these little dolls being the baseball players or spectators, and moved on from there to giving them clothes, making the bat and the ball, and making the entire playing field, which will encompass the whole thing. So as we go along, we will make those various parts. You will see what there is to come. You will be making these various parts, and so it is completely adaptable if you don't want to make it for baseball. If and when we can, excuse me, if and when we can, we will give you ideas of how you can change up the parts to suit a different sport or to suit a different thing altogether. I mean, by all means, these little people could be used for anything, not even sports related. And when we get to making the clothes, you could change those up slightly and make them for other sports as well. So and also I'm in the UK, and over here we don't so much play baseball unless we play it on the Wii. Anyone who's familiar with the Wii, that you play using the TV and a handheld control, they have baseball on that, which is kind of cool. So many people are familiar with that. But over here we have a game called Rounders, which is played very similar to baseball, a similar bat and ball, and running around 4 bases to get home. So we're kind of familiar with that. Anyhow, I am waffling, so let me just tell you, you need some worsted or Aran weight yarn, number 4 yarn. So I'm in the UK, we tend to call it worsted weight yarn, and you will want a 3.5mm hook. Now, Aran worsted weight yarn often calls for a 5mm hook, but we're using a 3.5mm hook for this, because it keeps our stitches nice and tight together and gives us a really nice closed in piece. Okay, just be aware it may be slightly trickier to work into your stitches with the thicker yarn and smaller hook. And then you will need a needle for sewing in, and obviously your scissors. And then if you want to put hair on your person, you'll need some other yarn as well. So let's get started with the first part of our playset. Let's get started with one of our little people. So we are going to start with the head part. We do make this all as one, but this is 2, we make 2 person shapes, and then we sew them together, making it thicker and squishier, okay? But we work it all as one piece, and then we work a second piece, okay? So we're going to make the head first. So we're going to start with a chain 4. So going to just make a slip knot, sorry. Always getting that confused with a slip stitch though. Okay, so chain 4, and then in the 4th chain from the hook we are going to put 11 double crochets. 11 double crochets in that bottom chain. Seven, 8, 9, 10, and 11. And then with your first chain 3, so we've got chain 3 because you worked into the 4th, so this first chain 3 counts as our first double crochet. So we have 12 altogether. So slip stitch in the top of, or in that top chain. Okay, there we go. So that essentially is the head. Then we're going to move down to make the neck. So this part, this part here, make the neck. So we're going to chain 1 and then do a single crochet in the same stitch and a single crochet in the next stitch. Okay, just 2 single crochets. And then we're going to turn the work around, chain 1, and then we're going to do 3 single crochets in each of these 2 stitches, making 6 all together. Three. This is where it can be slightly fiddly using a smaller hook for the thicker yarn, but completely doable. So 3 stitches in each, making 6 all together. Then we're going to turn the work around and we're going to chain 6. And we're going to single crochet in the second chain from the hook and a single crochet in each of the next 4 chains. Taking us down to the bottom of that chain, and then we are going to skip this next stitch, the first stitch down here, and then we're going to slip stitch in the next stitch, and then single crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. And a slip stitch into the last stitch of the body. And then we're going to move up to the next row and we want to slip stitch into the side of that first stitch on the row above. So turning it to the side, slip stitch into the side of that first stitch, and that takes us up a row to do our arm on the other side, so it will be at the same height. Okay, so we're going to chain 6, and then as before, single crochet in the second chain from the hook and single crochet in each of the next 4 chains. Okay, and then going to skip this first stitch on the body and we're going to slip stitch in the next stitch there on the body. Okay, and there's the other arm done. So you've got 2 arms now. Okay, so now we're going to make some of the body, the torso. So we're going to chain 1, single crochet in the next 3 stitches. Okay, and then turn your work around, and we're going to do that twice more. Get some more yarn. So twice more, we're going to chain 1, single crochet into each of the 3 stitches. Turn, chain 1, single crochet into each of the 3 stitches. Okay, so this is, my person is upside down here. This is what we have so far. Okay, and then we're going to make the legs. So to make the legs, we are going to chain 8. Okay, chain 8, and then single crochet in the 2nd chain from the hook, and single crochet in each of the remaining 6 chains. And then looking at the body, we're going to skip the 1st stitch, and then we're going to slip stitch into the 2nd stitch. So the middle stitch of those 3. And then we're going to do that again. Chain 8. Single crochet into the 2nd chain from the hook, and in each of the remaining 6 chains. Okay, and then we're going to slip stitch into the last stitch of the body. Slip stitch into there, and your legs are complete. So now you can fasten off. So I usually just go through like you're going to chain, pull through, and leave a nice long tail for sewing. You only need to leave a nice long tail on one of these. Okay, so a nice long tail, pull that nice and tight to secure, and then this is one piece of your person. Let me lay this down here and zoom in. There we go. So this is your person shape. Okay, now what you need to do is make a 2nd piece in exactly the same way. Make a 2nd piece, and then you will take your pieces, and what I did first of all was just secured this tail in these stitches here first of all, secured that, and then I just snipped off nice and short. Okay, and then what you do is take your two body parts, come out again, there we go. So take your two body parts and put them wrong side to wrong side. Now you will find that with the arms, one faces the wrong way and one faces the right. That's absolutely fine. But for the main part of the body, put the two wrong sides together. So the right side faces out this way and the right side faces out this way. And when they're together, so put two together, you then want to take a needle, and this is why you only need a long tail on one. Only on one body shape do you need a long tail, because you can't sew twice. So then thread your needle, and then you would have two pieces back to back like this, but presumably in the same colour, or you could make it different colour each side. And then when you've got them together, let me find this long piece of yarn. So what you do when you've got them together is you're just going to whip stitch around. And whip stitch is just going over, through a stitch. I'm doing this to this cream one, which is already 2 layers thick, but we'll just ignore that. So come through, pull that through, and that makes a stitch over the top. And then we go over and into the next stitch and through the next stitch on the top and the next stitch on the bottom, pull it through, and it makes another stitch there. And then you continue going through corresponding stitches on the front and back all the way around, joining it together. And presuming that you've got two of the same colour pieces, you won't see those stitches. So if I just undo this, just undo. Okay, so if I show you this one, I have whip stitched around the edges of this, and you really can't see the stitches very well at all. They're all nicely hidden. It's going across. You can maybe see a little bit. So it just blends in. And when you've got two of these together, it makes a really sturdy piece actually. You can see this is not particularly floppy. This one obviously curling in and everything. But when you've got the two sewn back to back, it makes a really cute little doll shape. And then, as I said, in the next video, the next part of this playset, we're going to make some clothes for this little baseball player or spectator, or it could be a cricket player, football player. I'm going to make some clothes for them next time, and you can make these in any kind of skin tones you like, or you could just make them in totally abstract colours. You could make purple, red, yellow, green, any colours you fancy, or you can keep it to skin tone colours. And as I said, you can give them some hair, just cut some lengths of yarn and just attach it somewhere along, just sew it into the centre and then leave it hanging however you fancy. Get creative. You could do some features on the face if you prefer, or you could leave it blank, totally up to you. So you can leave these as being kind of sort of gender neutral. They're neither male nor female, or you can make them to look male or female. Totally up to you how you want to change these up. So that is it. Two of these really simple body shapes. Sew them back to back and you have one of these little people like so. Great for little ones to play with, and they can't really hurt themselves with this much at all. It's just nice and soft and floppy. And there we go. So that's the first part of our baseball play set, and as I said, next time we will be making some clothes for them, and after that we will be making another part of the baseball set. Will it be the bat and ball? Will it be something else? Stay tuned and join us in the Facebook group Beyond the Cowl if you wish to know more. There may be some little teasers and hints of what's coming next in there. I don't know what Leah's got planned for us. I just know that I'm doing the tutorials for her patterns. So I will see you next time to give this little person some clothes. And I hope you found this useful and helpful and you've enjoyed crocheting along, and I hope you're excited about this playset cowl for October. It will be great fun and a great gift to give possibly for Christmas or a birthday for a young person to play with. So if you have found this useful and helpful and you've had fun crocheting along, then please click that like button, give us a thumbs up, it's much appreciated. And don't forget to show us a photo of what you've made in the Facebook group, or if you're on Instagram, then hashtag Beyond the Cowl. And until next time, just keep hooking and don't let your tea get cold.